Okay. What? Well, thank you. Um, Today is an active rest day, so per usual, we will start off with some uh, hanging leg raises. You'll have to forgive me. My legs are quite sore after yesterday's. Well, not yesterday's, but after 2 days ago when we did legs. So might not be as strong as I want to be when it comes to this movement, but we shall do our best. Um, Today's topic. Hold on. Let me do this quickly. Today's topic. Uh, Accepting. Oh wait, I paused. Accepting failure for what it is, and allowing it to change your perspective on things. So more so, allowing yourself to fail and accepting that sometimes it's just part of the process. What a lot of people what a lot of people fall into is they try their best at something, and that in and of itself has merit, right? Trying your best at something. But they try their best at something and they don't succeed. And most of the time it's because of a lack of knowledge and not for, well, I guess that is a lack of skill set too. But most of the time it's just a lack of knowledge and not being prepared in the sense of like not having the proper education or not having sat down and like actually researched what you were trying to do. And because of that, they try something and they fail at it. And there is, in a sense, a way where you can kind of brute force things, especially when it comes to fitness, because you can kind of just like fail at something over and over again. And if you're doing it right enough, right? So like, think about it like this. There's like this bell curve of like whether or not what you're doing is like more help than harm, right? So like in the middle of the bell curve, you have like this doesn't help you and this isn't really hurting you. At the end of the bell curve, this is just hurting you. So like for example, it would be like doing like sets of 30 for like 5. Like that's not going to help you in any regard. But like somewhere in the middle between not helping you and not hurting you and completely being bad, you have, or not, I guess it wouldn't be in the middle. It'd be like on this side of the bell curve, right here, right? You have this kind of gray area where it's not really hurting you, but it's enough help that like if you were to continue doing it, and even if you're failing, right, or you're not reaching the goal that you desire, it's still enough help that like you're progressing, if that makes sense. And so in a sense, you can kind of like, especially when it comes to fitness, kind of do the same thing over and over and over again. And if it's enough help, you'll progress regardless. And people get caught up on this idea of like, oh, I have to achieve exactly what I want every single time. No, sometimes you're going to fall short, and that's okay. What matters is that you're able to kind of reflect on that process, right? When you've finished or when you've decided, okay, I've pursued this goal enough and I haven't quite met my goal yet, is being able to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, I did some things wrong, I did some things right. What can I do to possibly make this a little bit more smooth, a little bit more convenient for me? For example, when I was first dieting, I ate pretty much whatever the hell I wanted. The first bulk that I did, I literally just ate, like I would reach my protein goal, which is good, right? I would reach my protein goal. And once I did that, I pretty much just told myself, okay, you can just have whatever the hell you want. And looking back on it now that I have all this experience, right, I know that that's not what you're supposed to do. But I was eating enough food and I was putting enough protein in my body that I was still gaining strength, and I put on quite a bit of size. That's what I mean by it did more good than harm, right? It's in between. Could I have done better? Could I have had like an experience where, I actually tracked everything and made sure that I was getting just my macros and just a little bit more food than I needed to be and slowly progressed? Yeah, probably. But that's in the past, right? I can't say now, oh, well, I should have done, well, should have is not really a word or a term that I can use in this context, right? Because the past is in the past. So the only thing I can really do with that information is take it and make sure that I learn from it, right? Make sure that like I'm applying the basic principles and not like being absurd with my expectations, right? You don't want to just throw yourself into the deep end and be like, oh, I need to be, especially if you're someone that's very new to fitness, be like, oh, I need to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. That's an unreasonable expectation. You're never going to be able to do that. Or if you do, it'll be achieved in a very unhealthy way, right? And you don't want to forsake your health for the sake of a look, right? That's not what we're in the business of doing. But okay, we'll continue this topic in a little bit, but we're gonna do some hanging leg raises now. We'll do one more off camera, and then we'll go do some cable crunches. This callus is hurting. I need to take off my hoodie because it's making my head hot. Where? Okay, one more off camera. All right. So let us continue the topic. A really big part of learning to kind of adapt to failure, right, is what we talked about, is reflecting. But it's also just acknowledging that it's part of the process, right? You are not going to succeed at every single thing that you do. And as much as I'd like for it to be the case that I'm a little different, I am not. There are cases in which I try to attempt something, whether it be lifting weights, whether it be applying a mentality, that I don't succeed at. And sometimes it's just, how it goes. But you can't let that discourage you from, attempting what you want to do. The issue is what people do is they fail, and they see that as kind of like a flag to let them know, hey, this isn't for you. When like kind of the opposite is the case, right? The fact that you're trying something and you feel the capability in your mind that you're able to accomplish something it means that you can envision yourself in that position, right? Just that alone should be enough to push you to actually pursue something further. And just because you fail at it sometimes doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad at it. Well, I mean, technically it does, but I mean that's literally every skill, right? You could say that to, you could apply that to every single person that's considered to be well known now, right? Like athletes in general don't get good at something unless they practice something over and over and over and over again. That's why when someone tells me, hey, like, how are you so strong, or how are you doing this? How are you doing these movements? How are you putting on this much size? I tell them it's just practice, right? Like it's doing the same thing, you know, in some cases sucking at it and getting up and trying again and making sure that you're giving that like consistent effort. Most of the time, consistency is what's going to trump failing rather than just raw talent, right? Because if you're just talented at something, you really don't learn anything when you try it, right? Because you're just naturally good at it. And even then, if you're talented enough to where you're at a high level, just starting out, you'll eventually learn that, you know, there's always going to be someone better than you, and you have to learn to kind of accept that and not let it discourage you from doing something important. So. Okay. I'm actually going to take this off for a little bit. I'll put it back on when I'm done with the set because it's annoying when the like fuzzy hits my face and I need to focus. Pretty good. Okay. All right, we got one more on camera, one more off, and then we'll go do some decline sit-ups. So, pardon me while I get some water and do this last set. Okay. One more off camera, and then we'll go do some decline sit-ups. Okay. My love. Yeah, that's it. That's all they do.
It's kind of hard.
Anyways, we're gonna do our decline sit-ups now. We'll probably only do like 2 sets. Oh wait, no. I can't do these. I have to do pike ups today. Jesus Christ. Almost fell. Alright. So we'll do 2 sets of pike ups. And then, is that even facing me? Oh, there we go. Okay. 2 sets of pike ups. Should be pretty easy. Yeah, here. Yeah. Needless to say, these have gotten much easier, and it's probably like a result of the exercises we've been doing getting easier as well. I mean, just going harder on those, but we'll do one more on camera, one more off, and then we'll do a check-in. Okay. One more off camera. All right, T. This is how we're looking today. Keep in mind, this is after just like a rest day, so it's not, I don't have any pump or anything. But yeah, honestly, I was not expecting today to be as easy as it was. I was fully expecting my body to kind of like retaliate. But the benefits of eating properly and being on top of your meals is, you recover quick and it's easy. So hope you guys enjoyed the content. If it helped at all, please leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.